What if the person you treated like dirt held the power to change your entire future? Jeff Matthews, the arrogant acting CEO of Spintech, was about to find out. Spintech was a top tech company in New York City, known for its fast-paced, high-stakes environment. Deals were made in offices with panoramic views, and employees hustled with purpose. But on this day, someone new was in the building, a woman named Emily Dawson, who everyone assumed was the new cleaner. She wore a simple blue shirt, black pants, and sneakers, her hair tied back as she quietly pushed her cleaning cart. No one knew that Emily was actually the real owner of Spintech. A few years ago, Emily had handed over the role of acting CEO to her brother, Paul Dawson, to step back and assess how things ran without her direct involvement. Now, undercover as a cleaner, she wanted to see how her employees and managers behaved without knowing her identity. It didn't take long for Emily to notice some disturbing patterns, especially from Jeff Matthews. Jeff, tall and impeccably dressed, exuded arrogance, treating people like her as invisible. On her first day, as she cleaned outside his office, Jeff glanced at her dismissively. "Hey, new girl," he called out, "you missed a spot." Emily, keeping her composure, politely nodded and returned to her work. But Jeff continued, "You should be grateful for a job like this. Some people don't even get to be inside a building like Spintech, so don't screw it up." Beneath her calm exterior, Emily seethed. This was her company, and she would not tolerate anyone treating her or others with such disdain. However, she stayed silent, determined to see the full extent of the management's behavior. Over the following weeks, Emily grew increasingly frustrated. The problem wasn't the employees, most were hardworking and dedicated. The issue lay with certain managers, particularly Jeff. He barked orders at junior employees, showing respect only to the board members. Ms. Theobald, the head of marketing, was no better, constantly making condescending remarks to cleaners and office staff as if she were doing them a favor by letting them work there. Mr. Carter, the head of finance, was even misusing company funds for personal expenses. But Jeff's behavior toward Emily was the worst. He would make inappropriate comments, lingering in the hallways with a smirk. "You're too pretty to be a cleaner," he'd say. "If you play your cards right, maybe I'll find you a better job." Emily remained composed, knowing exactly who she was, but Jeff was relentless. One day, he cornered her in the break room, his voice lowering. "You could make your life a lot easier if you'd be more cooperative," he said, eyes glinting with a threat. "Or I could make sure you're out of here by the end of the week." Emily was shocked by his audacity, but she held her ground. She wanted to expose him right then, but needed more time to evaluate the rest of the leadership team. That night, Emily spoke to her brother Paul about what she had seen. "It's worse than I thought," she said. "Jeff and a few others are destroying the culture of Spintech, but I need more time to see who's worth keeping." Paul reassured her, "Take your time. When the moment comes, they won't know what hit them." But Jeff's behavior only escalated. One evening, he cornered Emily in the parking lot, threatening her job if she didn't meet him in his office after hours. Emily's heart raced, but she had reached her limit. She knew it was time to reveal her true identity. The next morning, Emily arrived at Spintech, dressed in a sharp white blazer, black pants and heels, a far cry from her cleaner's uniform. Paul had arranged a special board meeting with all management, including Jeff. When Emily entered the conference room, Jeff didn't recognize her at first. He raised an eyebrow, smirking. "Are you lost, sweetheart? This is a board meeting." Emily ignored him, walking confidently to the head of the table where her brother stood beside her. Paul cleared his throat. "Before we begin, there's someone I need to introduce to all of you," he announced. "This is Emily Dawson, the true owner and founder of Spintech." A stunned silence fell over the room. Jeff's face turned pale as the reality dawned on him. Emily looked directly at him and began, "For the past few months, I've been working undercover as a cleaner. I wanted to see firsthand how my company was being managed. What I found was deeply disturbing." Jeff tried to interject, his voice trembling. "Miss Dawson, I didn't know. Exactly," Emily interrupted, her voice calm but icy. "You had no idea who I was, but that doesn't excuse how you treated me and others. Your behavior has been appalling." Paul stepped in beside her. "Effective immediately, Jeff Matthews. You're fired. Legal action will follow." Security entered the room, escorting Jeff out as he slumped in defeat. Emily addressed the remaining board members. For those who have maintained integrity, your positions are safe, but those who contributed to this toxic culture will face consequences. Several other managers were terminated on the spot, leaving only a few stunned employees who had shown respect and professionalism. Emily then spoke to the remaining team, her voice filled with conviction. Spintech will be a place of innovation, respect, and integrity. Starting today, we rebuild. From that moment, Spintech flourished under Emily's leadership. The employees who once dismissed her as a mere cleaner now looked up to her with admiration and respect. Karma had come full circle, and justice had been served. Emily reclaimed her rightful place, and the company she had built from scratch grew stronger than ever. Thank you for reading. If you enjoyed this story, please like and share it with friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for more inspiring stories. Have a wonderful day.